So this is Mark Wahlberg's fourth time working with Peter Berg. Maybe you should have stopped at 3 because this movie is not very good. Mile 22, directed by Peter Berg, starring Mark Wahlberg. This is Mark Wahlberg's fourth collaboration with Peter Berg. The other times were the movies Lone Survivor, Deepwater Horizon, and Patriots Day. In this movie, Mark Wahlberg plays a guy named James Silva. He is one of the heads of this government agency called Overwatch, a very top secret, confidential government agency. They go on missions that they don't want people to know about. One of the missions that they go on within the beginning of this movie doesn't go so well. So the next mission that they go on, a man played by Iko Uwais from the Raid franchise comes to the government agency building with a disc that has some very important information that the Overwatch team needs. He has the code to unlock the information that's in the disc as well, but he will only give the code if he is escorted to a landing strip where there is a plane waiting for him to take him out of the country. And while James Silva and his team, which are made up of Lauren Conrad and Ronda Rousey's characters, and a couple of other actors are in this movie. You got John Malkovich as the head superior of Overwatch. He's like Alec Baldwin was to the Mission Impossible franchise. Big head honcho of Overwatch, and he's the man behind the scenes. So he's the one that gives out the orders to James Silva. And there are these guys going after James Silva's team while they're escorting Iko's character. The villains in this movie want to kill Iko because they don't want this information to get to the American government, and they feel that Iko's character is betraying the country they're from, and that's pretty much our movie. And there's a little bit more, but the more spoilers. So let's talk about this film and what's wrong with it. Now, I went to see this movie with my dad, and unfortunately I was very disappointed with it. I like Peter Berg as a director when he does things well, and I like Mark Wahlberg a lot. I love Iko Uwais. He is an awesome martial arts actor. The Raid movies are excellent films, so I was really excited to see this movie. I really wanted to see what Iko was going to do in this film, and unfortunately you don't really get to see what he's doing very well because there is so much shaky cam all over the place. Peter Berg doesn't know how to film Iko's action scenes, so he's moving the camera everywhere and you don't really get to see the action very well, which sucks because Iko is great in this movie doing the action, but Peter's not doing so well with the camera work. I thought Peter knew how to film action. He filmed action great in the Lone Survivor movie, and he did great filming in the Patriots Day film, but what happened with this movie? Obviously he doesn't know how to film Iko's martial arts scenes very well. All you have to do is use a wide angle lens and a steady cam, really. Another problem with this movie is Mark Wahlberg's character is very, very unlikable. He's a jerk to his fellow employees. He is set up to be autistic. He has this rubber band around his wrist that he snaps every time to make sure he doesn't get too stressed out. If he doesn't snap it whenever he gets stressed out, he could lose his temper. And a couple times he does lose his temper in the movie. movie. But they don't do a good job with the character development of that, and sometimes that rubber band gets a little bit annoying every time he snaps it. And then you have Aiko, who has his own niche. He does this counting thing on his numbers. He does this counting thing on his fingers. And that's supposed to be something of importance that comes up later on at the end of the movie. But sometimes that's a little bit annoying. I didn't find that annoying, but I heard some other people did. But really, the main problem with this movie is the shaky cam all over the place. Stop it with the shaky cam. If you're going to do shaky cam, at least do it right. Take some lessons from Paul Greengrass. So unfortunately, this movie is really not that good. I was really disappointed with this film. One thing I am happy about, though, is that Ronda Rousey is actually pretty good in this movie. She's usually a bad actress, but she was actually pretty good, even though she doesn't get that much screen time. Maybe that's another one of the reasons why she was good in the movie. She wasn't in it that much. And Lauren Cohan was very good in the movie too. She's from The Walking Dead. She was good with what screen time she got. She's actually in the movie for quite a lot. John Malkovich was good, but he doesn't get that much screen time. The movie flips back and forth between him and what's happening with Mark Wahlberg and his team, because Malkovich is in a separate room watching from computer screens and everything. He looks kind of ridiculous. He looks like he almost looked like J. Jonah Jameson with the hair that he has in this film. This is kind of silly. So my grade for this movie is a D, as in don't see this movie. Just don't bother with this film. Go see either Crazy Rich Asians or Alpha. And that's all I gotta say for Mile 22. This movie sucks.